Well, hi everyone. Yeah, day 23 out of 30. Uh, yeah, I'm feeling confident today. I was thinking about what I said yesterday about feeling that I'm actually improving or getting better every single, day by day. But yeah, I, I reflected a lot on what I said, and this is something that I'm not gonna see a huge improvement, in 30 days. Um, what is gonna be powerful here is that I stick to the plan. I do the 30 days, and at the end, that's gonna give me confidence in order to be able to apply that confidence and momentum to either it is, keep reading or translating those two things, confidence and momentum to another project or activity that I wanted to start. And I think it's gonna be reading. I'm just gonna keep reading. Uh, Originally, I'm aiming for 30 days, but I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna start now. So the frog beans principle. There is an there is an often quoted story of a frog and a bucket of water. It illustrates a law of deterioration. If you take an intelligent, happy frog and drop it into a bucket of boiling water, what will be what will the frog do? Jumped out instantly. The frog decides this is not fun, I'm gone. If you take the same frog or a relative and dropping into a bucket of cold water, put the bucket on the stove and gradually heat the bucket. What then? The frog, the frogs, the frogs, the frogs relaxing. A few minutes later, he says to himself, "It seems warm here. Soon enough, you have soon enough, you have a cooked frog." The moral of the story: life happens gradually. Like the frog, we can be fooled, and suddenly it's too late. We need to be aware of what is happening. Question: if you walk tomorrow 20 kilos heavier, would you be worried? Sure, you would. You'd be calling the hospital, emergency, and fact. But when things happen gradually, a kilo this month, a kilo the next month, we tend to let it go. When you overspend your when you overspend on when you overspend on your budget by $10 in one day, it's no big deal. But if you do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next, you end up broke. For people who go broke, put on weight, get divorced, it usually isn't one big disaster. It's a big today and a big tomorrow. And then one day, kaboom. And they say, what happened? Life is accumulative. One thing adds to another, like the drops of like the drops of water that wear away the rock. The frog's principle is telling us to watch the trends. Each day we ask ourselves, where where am I healing? Am I heading? Where am I heading? Am I fitter, healthier, happier, more prosperous than I was last year? If not, we need to change what we're doing. Here's the scary thing. There's no standing there's no standing still. You're 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 either gaining or sleeping. Sleeping. Discipline. Have the discipline to do little things you don't like, and you can spend your life doing the big things you do like. Discipline is not everyone's favorite word. In popularity, It probably slots somewhere between dentist and diarrhea. But self-discipline makes all the difference. Life is a trade-off. Life is a trade-off between instant pleasure and long-term reward. Self-discipline in the little things, studying instead of TV, leads to a big thing, better qualification. Self-discipline in the little things, 3 sessions a week of at the gym, leads 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 to a big thing, a healthier life. Self-discipline in the little things, saving $20 a day instead of blowing 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 it, saving $20 a day instead of blowing it on booze leads to a big thing, your own apartment. The key to se- the key to self-discipline is not an iron will. It is it is knowing why you want something. If you really know why you want to get out of debt, it is easier to save. If you're clear about why you want to improve your qualifications, it is easier to study. Something else about discipline. When you are self-disciplined, you don't need to get disciplined from anywhere else. As a result, you run your own life and people don't tell you what to do. When you don't have discipline, you get it from outside. People who can't discipline themselves often slot into jobs where they take orders. People who have absolutely no self-discipline get themselves locked up. Order, order. The first law of the first law of expansion is order. For something to grow, it needs it needs system. Look at a flower. Cut an or- cut an orange. Check out at the symmetry of the tree of a tree or a beehive. There is discipline. Nature keeps what is essential and gets rid of the garbage. It is called organization. If you want your business to grow, you must have method. If you want your life to blossom, you need some order in it. Says, my office is a mess, but it's an organized mess. Actually very efficient. Or really, I can't just imagine Fred being wheeled wheeled into an operating theater for a brain surgery to find the medical team standing amongst piles of needles, bandages, and old bottles. The surgeon says, relax, Fred. It is a mess. It is a mess in here, but we're in total control. Wherever, wherever, wherever performance counts, there is organization. Firemen always know where to find their helmets. Ambulance drivers have have one spot for a car for car keys. Nothing blooms out of a mess. Organize your feeling. Organize your filing cabinet. Clean up your garage. Something else. Something else you'll notice. As within, so without. Your environment reflects your thinking. Usually, when your house is a mess, so is your life. No effort is wasted. Take a take a block of ice that's been frozen in minutes to minus 50 degrees centigrade and start heating it. For some time, nothing happens. Lots of energy for no visible results. Suddenly, at zero, it melts water. Keep heating. Again, lots of energy and no excitement. Then, at around 100 degrees centigrade, 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 bubbles and steam, it boils. The principle, it is possible to put lots of energy onto something. Example, a block of ice, a project, a career. Yet yet it seems like nothing is happening. Actually, your energy is already producing change, but you just can't see it. Continue to put energy, continue to put energy in, and you will surely see a transformation. Remember the principle, and you don't panic so much, and you don't despair. I like to picture my I like to picture my life as a pinball game. Every time I make any tidy my desk, write a book, help a friend, practice drawing, pay a bill, try and fail, I'm scoring points. I think of all my effort as adding to my universal credit. I never know how many points I'll need for my next reward. It helps my enjoy. It helps me. It helps me. It helps me. It helps me enjoy what I'm doing rather than demand instant results. And every so often, usually when I least expected, bingo, a new opportunity, an invitation, a, a check, a check, a check, a check in a mail. Sorry. Bingo, a new opportunity, an invitation, a check in the mail. Well, I think that's it for today. Um, yeah, just gonna keep going. Uh, Even though I feel that, some days I'm just don't perform. I just don't perform. It's perform. You know, like today, I'm not able to say the word perform. Uh, I'm just gonna keep going. I just feel good that I'm just advancing some sticking to the plan. Um, and like the book just said me, or the book says in this last part, that it really makes sense. I'm making the effort of putting myself out there, and I'm feeling that I'm not doing any improvement. But I'm just gonna wait for that bingo moment when I'm actually gonna notice some improvement, some fluidity, some fluency, some easiness when I'm speaking, connecting phrases, connecting words and ideas. And I know that's coming from me. I'm just gonna keep trying, keep putting the effort in, and and yeah, it'll pay me.